Yes, mate. I remember being in this kitchen. I was on my own in this kitchen, and I was like, fuck yeah, man. Like, let's go. I've got another fucking merch on. Let's go. I designed that. They wanted 2 different versions. They were shit. Oh, I don't know how they got approved, to be honest with you. I genuinely think they were terrible. This is the thing about looking back at your old work. You always critique it and always think this is shit, which is a good thing because it shows growth. It shows growth with your work. So it's very important. I'm not saying that to get down on myself. I'm saying it because it genuinely is shit and you learn from it and you grow. But yeah, I designed a lollipop-like design, like a love heart lollipop sort of thing. I remember that was one of their ideas. And another idea, they wanted like a text message saying like send nudes or whatever. Designed them, again, 30 quid each. So that was a nice little 60 quid. Sent that off and then all good. And then again, didn't hear anything for a little bit. And then at this time, I was back at work. So I was back at work. I remember I landed myself another kitchen job because I left my other place, went to another kitchen job and I was working. And then I got another DM off them. Yo, we're doing another merch line. Do you want to do this? And I was like, fuck yes, yes. I was like, yeah, man, let's go. So yeah, then I designed that. Again, shit, like, mate, they were terrible. That got sorted, right? All good. And then from there, again, didn't really hear back for a while. And then I remember having a really shitty day at work. I finished and I didn't drive or anything at this point either. So I remember just walking up to the bus stop and I was absolutely battered. I was really hating working in a kitchen. You know, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do editing and filming and photography and whenever I do these jobs on the side, like designing the merch for the boys, I just got such a thrill of doing it because I love it. It's a passion of mine. I enjoy doing it. But then it was kind of like a weird thing because I'd like be really enjoying doing this. And then it's kind of like snap back to reality. It'd be like, oh my God, I get to design this, and then whenever that project would end, it's snap back to reality. It's working 13-hour shifts in a fucking kitchen, sweating your tits off and feeling like shit. And anyway, I was super tired. I was waiting at this bus stop and I remember going onto Instagram and there was a story what Shits and Gigs posted and it said, we're looking for an editor. I was like, holy shit. I messaged them straight away. I'm pretty sure the post was up for like 2 minutes or something. It was only up for a little amount of time. I swiped up straight away. I said, yo, lads, obviously you've used me for merch and stuff before. I can edit. I do video editing as well. They replied straight away, amazing, let's jump on a call. I was like, fuck yeah, man, let's go. Went on the call with them. We basically just had a big conversation. They were basically like, you're making our lives so much easier because we don't have to vet someone. We don't have to go for anything. You edit as well. That's amazing. We can bring you on board. The price was £15 an edit, which it was just editing the podcast episodes. There was no clips or anything like that. Just editing the podcast episodes. £15. It's just mental. And I did it because I loved what I did, and it's a break into the industry. Do you know what I mean? It's more of a portfolio piece than anything. It was just a part-time role. It's not like they brought me on full-time or anything like that. Obviously not with £15 an edit, but yeah, it was like editing 1 episode a week. That was it. There was nothing crazy. They sent me the first lot of footage, whacked it onto my PC, opened up Premiere Pro, crashed. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't even play the footage. My PC was fucked. It couldn't edit. And I was like, shit. I just got this editing job and I can't edit. Fuck. And I was broke. I had no money. I had no fucking money to get anything. And I was like, shit. And I am such like I hate financing stuff. I absolutely hate financing stuff. I don't like it. I feel like I owe someone money. I don't like it. I want to buy my own shit. And I remember my grandma had an Argos card, like a Argos credit card where you can obviously get stuff from Argos with. And if you don't know what Argos is, it's basically like fucking Amazon in real life. It just has loads of shit. And I remember messaging my grandma and I was like, I need a laptop for editing for this job. Can you whack it on your Argos card and I'll pay you when I can pay you? So she doesn't have to pay any money and I don't have to pay any money at first. It basically allows you to pay nothing up until like 6 months and then you can pay it off within those 6 months basically. So you just pay as much as you can. And that's what I did. And I was like, look, like put this on your Argos card. I swear to God, I'll pay you. And it was expensive as well. It was like £1,200. The most amount of money I've ever spent in my life. It was insane. And I was like, but I need this laptop because it had really good specs. Really, it would be amazing to edit off. And it was. And then I edited the first episode. Again, the first edit was shit. Like the guys were happy with it, but it was terrible. I remember I went way overboard on the editing. Like I put too many images on screen. I used to do this shitty like colored border over the images and stuff. It was awful, but hey, it was just, at the time, it was early doors. And the thing is, it worked out well because James and Fuad were just getting started and I was just getting started. So we kind of just worked up together. It was really nice. And it was really, really difficult sometimes because obviously I'd work in the kitchen for like 12, 13-hour shifts, and then I'd come home and I'd have to edit some days, and it was getting crazy. And I was editing, it went from 1 episode a week to 2 episodes a week, and I was editing them, and it just built up, and it was a lot. It was a lot. And then I was doing little side gigs with them every now and then. So sometimes they'd be like, oh, do you want to come with us to this event and film it for us and stuff like that? And I was like, fuck yeah. I took every opportunity I could get, and I was not paid a lot for it. And that's not a dig on them. It's just, that was just the time. We were both coming up. We both couldn't afford shit. And things were snowballing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I remember having a conversation with James, and he was like, oh, like, would you, like in the future, would you want to come with us full time, or like as an editor, or do you want to go and do your own thing? And I was like, I'd love to work with you guys full time at some point. Like, I think that would be the dream. It'd be amazing. And he was like, okay, cool. And then we didn't speak about it for ages. And then one day, James messaged me. And again, I had a really shitty shift in the kitchen. And I remember finishing my shift, and there was a bar in this restaurant I worked at, and I got a drink at the bar. And I was chilling with my mate who I worked with, and I got this message off James, and it was a voice note. And I'm gonna play you this voice note now.
We've secured a London studio, so over the next few weeks, I'll probably be back and forth in contact with you in terms of setting it up and what things we should get for it and all that stuff. And then, bro, I think in a few weeks, it's time for you to pack your bags out that fucking job, bro, and come on down and let's do it.
And yeah, that was the turning point. That was the turning point. He messaged me and said, hand in your notice. You're coming on full time, hand in your notice, you're done. And I was like, fucking hell. And I remember just being baffled when he sent me that message. I was literally at the bar, like listening to it like this. And then I was like, holy shit. And then I remember my mate was like, oh, what's up? And I was like, I just played it him. Because he knew that I was working with this podcast. Because I'd tell people who I liked. And he listened to it and he was like, holy shit, bro. That's fucking amazing. And I was like, I can't believe it. Like, that's it. I remember just being like, holy shit.